Hey guys, it's me Stephanie, and I feel just about as rough as I look. For being honest, it's 10 p.m. on December 23rd. Tomorrow is December 24th, which we all know is Christmas Eve. It is also my daughter's second birthday. I've had my Christmas shopping done for quite some time. I have not wrapped a single present. I should be wrapping presents right now, but I am tired and I am not feeling awesome. I'm feeling very pregnant. So those tears are kind of real. Just thinking about how much wrapping is going to happen in the next couple days. So anyway, welcome back. Welcome if you are new. This is a 29-week pregnancy update, and we're going to talk about diabetes. So I'm wearing this festive shirt that says Slaying It, and it's definitely snug, so I'm not going to show you everything, but my belly is just, yeah, it's growing. That's my skin. Awkward. Anyway, I feel very pregnant. I feel like all of a sudden my pregnancy became very obvious, which is fine. Overall, I have continued to feel pretty good, except in about the last week and a half, all of a sudden my hips have gotten very unstable, and I feel like with one wrong step, I get this shooting sciatic nerve pain. So I'm going to make an appointment with my physical therapist to address that. But otherwise, I'm very grateful that I'm still walking without the use of my canes, wheelchair, walker, etc. I really credit the yoga and my physical therapy exercises to making it this far. So I'm 29 and a half weeks. I failed the diabetes test at 28 weeks. I had already taken 3 other diabetes tests this pregnancy, passed all of those. And so they didn't make me do another 3-hour test. Thank heavens, because that drink is so disgusting. But they said, let's just treat you like you have diabetes so that you don't have to take that test. I met with the diabetes educator. She was incredible. Loved her. We had such a great conversation about diabetes, about the latest on diabetes treatment, on bariatric surgery in relationship to diabetes, because oftentimes they say, oh, we can cure diabetes with bariatric surgery, and we talked all about that. And she said that the latest studies say that bariatric surgery is good at a maximum of 3 years before people start gaining their weight back. And we talked about just everything. We literally talked for an hour and a half. But the important thing is that she recently attended a bariatric surgery convention, seminar, something. And the new surgeon who will be performing bariatric surgery on adolescents promotes a high-fat, low-carb diet. That's what he follows. That is how he lost all of his weight. He still has some weight to lose, and he says that at some point he probably will be a candidate for weight loss surgery. But he eats once a day, so he does the whole OMAD, 1 meal a day thing, and that's what he promotes, fasting and low carb. And she was talking about how different that is compared to what the American Diabetes Association promotes, which I know from experience is quite a bit different than that. When I had diabetes the first time, I was at a hospital that follows to a T the American Diabetes Association guidelines. And so they expected me to test my ketones every morning and make sure that I was eating a certain number of carbs to stay out of ketosis. So if my ketones started to get high, they wanted me to increase my carbs, which means that I had to go on medication and eventually insulin. And it seemed so counterintuitive and counterproductive because I was eating more carbs to get a good ketone reading and then having to take insulin because my body could not process those carbs. So I am loving so far that this hospital, this is my second time that I've had diabetes working with this hospital. They're all about empowering the patient and, what do you think? What do you want to do? How do you want to manage your diabetes? And I'm super excited with kind of like our little plan of action. So I had started testing my blood sugars like a week or two before I took my test, just to kind of figure out where I was at. And without even trying, all of my numbers were actually within range, because I just kind of normally try to avoid junk and sugar and highly refined carbohydrates. That's just kind of what I do. And since kind of switching over to a more intuitive eating approach this year, it's been really interesting to find out kind of what foods I gravitate towards, which ones I don't binge on anymore, which ones are not like problem foods for me, maybe some other foods that I, you know, are more likely to overeat on. It's just been really interesting to kind of see who I really am, what I really like eating, what I really don't like eating, what I really struggle with. Just getting over that like obsessive, like crazy obsession with dieting or carbs or whatever program I was following, and just learning how to listen to my hunger and my fullness signals. It's been incredible. It's been a huge learning process. I mean, I feel like I still have so far to go. It has taken practice. It has taken some failure, some success. I mean, it's just been really awesome. And to not even be trying necessarily to eat within, you know, to try to get like a certain blood sugar and be all within a normal range. Like, I got this. This is a piece of cake. I know how to count my carbs. I'm already basically eating in a way that keeps my diabetes under control. So she said, if you want to do keto, you can do keto. If you want to do low carb, you can do low carb. If you want to manage it with exercise and modifying your diet, do it. She said, we really look at the blood sugars as an experiment. Okay, I ate this. What happened to my blood sugar? She's like, it's just experimenting. And I really, really appreciate the no stress approach, because I know that over restricting leads to crazy anxiety and stress, and has the opposite effect. I over restrict and then I end up overeating and binging. And I totally wish that I could just like get on board with more focused, restrictive programs, because I see how well they work for people. But I just know that that is not a good thing for me right now. Maybe in a different phase of life, when I'm not parenting two wild children and pregnant while we're trying to get out of debt, which means my husband works like all the time and I'm constantly just like trying to be like so strict about our spending and that sort of thing. Maybe at some point I could mentally handle something more restrictive, but for right now, I am just going to not go there. So although she did give me permission to eat keto, I'm not following a ketogenic diet right now. My foods could very easily be classified as keto, but I'm not calling it keto because I don't want the stress of that. I know. You probably think I'm like a mental basket case, but really I don't want the stress of it. I don't. I want to feel happy when I eat and feel good when I eat. And if you feel good and happy when you're eating keto, I think that is incredible. For me, it's stressful. It just is stressful. I can do it and I can kind of get in the zone, but now's not the time for me to do that. So I am just eating responsibly, low carb, checking my blood sugars. They've all been fine. I just like feel like I know how to do this. I know how to eat. I know how to do it. And it's fine. It's going great. So that's the update. The last update, as far as the scale was concerned, I felt like the doctor's scale was quite a bit higher than my personal scale. On my personal scale, it was like 16, 17 pounds. On their scale, I'm trying to remember, it was like 16 pounds, which is what my home scale said. Anyway, when I got on the scale at my last appointment, I was like, whoa, that seems a little high. But I also had breakfast. I was in like heavier clothes, and I had taken all the glucose drink, and I drank like an entire liter of water before. So I don't know. So I don't really have like a firm weight update, but I will be seeing the doctor the day after Christmas. And if I have any updates, I will give them to you then. So without rambling on forever, you've probably noticed that I've been doing a lot more content, a lot of different kinds of videos, and I intend to keep up with that until I switch back to focusing on weight loss. So if you're not interested in those kinds of videos, I totally get it. But I will be focusing on weight loss when I am ready for that. This will be my third baby, and I have jumped the gun both times with trying to get back into obsessing about losing the baby weight, and you know what? It has backfired every time. And so I'm not going to do that. My jeans still fit, except for they're really tight around my stomach. In fact, right now, I feel like my stomach is like protruding, but I only have like 10 and a half more weeks to hit full term, and I've delivered every baby a week early. So I don't really feel like I have that much longer to go. And I feel like I've done pretty well with my weight management, staying on top of like my stress, and I'm not really that worried that I'm going to have like tons of weight to lose. My first pregnancy, I had way more weight to lose than I did in my second pregnancy. And then I lost most of my weight after my second pregnancy by the time I got home from the hospital, and like a week after, like 25 pounds in 2 weeks. And I was just working on those last 10. And my milk supply dropped. I just really felt like I was pushing myself way too hard, and it ended up really backfiring. And then a whole bunch of life stuff happened, and I gained like all of my weight back plus some. So I don't want history to repeat itself. I'm going to be taking it slow to get back into So until then, you will continue to see random content. On Mondays, it will be a money-related video. On Wednesday, hopefully it will be weight something. And on Fridays, it will be something related to home and family. Cleaning, organizing, shopping, a haul, what have you. And so that is the plan for my channel. So I hope that you'll stick around. Wait for me to get back into weight loss mode. And if you like the budgeting and family home cleaning types of videos, hopefully you'll enjoy that different kind of content. So I hope you have a very Merry Christmas